Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of LostinTranslationmon. This time we're covering Digimon Ghost Game Episode 18, The Land of Children. I'm May, and I'm joined by the lovely Chloe.
Hello.
And of course, the equally lovely Quinn.
Hi.
And good, we're all in the same time and place this time. And it was just whenever I can't do the usual recording, it's like, well, do I want to keep Quinn and Chloe up till 5 in the morning? No. So we just did that as a workaround.
More to the point, the question is, could you possibly? And at this point, I think the answer is, it'd have to be pretty important.
I mean, it's Digimon.
It'd have to be
What's
a
more
good
important
Digimon.
than that?
Well, colon at 9 at 5 a.m. was never good. So
Yeah, you're not
at least
wrong.
Ghost Game's better.
I like to think that my ratings weren't too influenced by that.
No, you're pretty fair.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with when I'll listen to your recording right before I edit it and put it into the episode, and kind of edit around it. And I kept on finding myself like going to reply, and I was like, wait.
So I'm curious, how did that end up getting all cut together? Did you just kind of like intersect, like put your audio in between when we had little pauses?
I kind of put it into its own little segment, which was there was some alliteration there because I really like alliteration quite a bit.
We have
So
a
what I
great book
called
series for you.
We'll do that
this is what I called it. I called Quinn Chloe Quick Comments.
Nice.
So it went intro, Quinn Chloe Quick Comments, and May's monologue.
Nice.
And then outro. So that's how I did it.
I kind of wish that you could just cut in your responses.
Oh well.
I was tempted to do that, but I was like,
We were on
I
a
had
roll
like
last
stuff that I
week.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because I was finding myself doing that, like just replying naturally, and I was like, but I do it's not live. They can't hear me. I am Dad yelling at the football on the TV. They can't hear you. So I was like, should I just like be recording and like editing? Like, no, I have things to do. That would take quite a while.
This is
So
Ken Brockman coming to you live from City Hall. How do you know it's live? Penis.
Very good.
But anyway, so that's sort of like a rough housekeeping. We're all in the same place, same Digi channel. So a quick synopsis and recap for this week's episode. So two Hawkmon come to visit Hero and ask him to search for a human friend of theirs who has vanished. The group learns that the mother of the missing child doesn't know that the child even exists, and then the group learn that many human children and Digimon children are disappearing because of a Digimon called Petermon. They go to where Petermon is holding the children, Never Everland, and they battle him, and the Digimon who bonded with the children end up evolving. Petermon says he hates grown-ups because they lie. Same. But also, anyway, Hero promises that when he grows up he won't lie, and he'll be like his dad, which is like, your dad literally just vanished. Not a good role model.
But hey, he didn't lie, maybe.
This is the second episode in a row where he's talked about what a great dad he has.
Yeah, his dad is just like...
Did you talk about what was last episode?
Last episode he talked about how, his dad was always having fun.
You're thinking camping episode? Because that was like 2 or 3 episodes
Yeah,
ago.
Yeah, I am thinking camping episode.
Yeah, camping episode, he mentioned it. But anyway, so
Still screwed up.
Petermon ends up being moved by Heroes talking, and then Captain Hookmon shows up, and Petermon leaves with his new boyfriend. That is what happened. You cannot tell me otherwise.
You're not even wrong. I won't try to tell you otherwise.
That's just canonically in the script what happened.
Yeah.
Daddymon came along and... and they touched rods.
They sure did.
They sure did. Now that we've gone over the synopsis, let's discuss the discussions. What were our highlights this episode?
Gay!
It was real gay.
That was like, just in the ending, I was just like, this is... Like, the way he just, like, sparkles eyes at Captain Hookmon and then just jumps into the air in, like, surrounded by rainbows. It is just like, this is my new Digimon OTP. Like, move over Mervamon and Beelzemon in Cross Wars. This is great. I really hope they are just reoccurring characters who just show up and then just like...
Oh my god, please let them just break into random things. So highlight for me, Peter literally didn't know what the word father meant, so then he got himself a daddy.
Yeah.
He really did.
It really
He
did.
got someone to call daddy. And just like, that's what happened. They rode off into the sunset.
During their totally not a metaphor sword fighting on the deck of the ship.
Yeah, this is like top 5 gayest Digimon moments. The other one being Leomon appearing on a rainbow. Being like one of the other ones, but this one's
Also
a strong
Mimi and
contender.
Miyako.
Yeah. Oh yes, that is probably the reigning champion of gay Digimon moments, where it's just like Miyako just fantasizing about like Mimi and just wearing dresses and calling each other beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, I think moving back earlier...
Yeah, I had a few that I liked towards the beginning of the episode. Specifically, just the look on Hiro's face when he learned of his reputation after the two Hawkmon said that Clockmon said, "Oh yeah, if you're in trouble, go find Hiro. He can't say no." And he was just like, "Oh."
Yeah, I loved that.
Oops, yeah, that made
I just-
Way too accurate. Me, I felt pretty added.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this episode referenced a lot of, like, theories, but also a lot of things that maybe I had somewhat wrong with this. Like, it was always, Gamamon is a baby, and this episode basically referenced that Gamamon is just baby. Like, he's just more baby than everyone else in the show.
Yeah.
And then we had also, obviously, Hiro being kind of a pushover is something that we've mentioned. Like, wow, Hiro just kind of goes along with everything and is a bit of a pushover. So
He's
it
all
kind of
but
just
a silent
went.
protagonist for how just easy he is to convince to do literally anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I felt sad for him. Like, oh, this is relatable, but also sad. Like, poor
Yeah.
Hiro.
Yeah. I had a kind of trifecta, or not trifecta, but three bean salad of my 3-bean salad of highlight here real quick, which was firstly Kiyoshiro's cosplay of the
yes.
the elf
He's
wizard
a
thing.
3,000-year-old elf.
Yeah. And then Jellymon playing along with Kiyoshiro's bullshit to unlock the door at Kazuma's place.
That was so
She
amazing.
wanted to do a crime.
Yeah,
That
and
was
that's
just,
just Jellymon wanting
She
to break
just
and enter.
did gay and was crime, and it was incredible.
It was good. And then lastly, as soon as Kiyoshiro realized that there was something important going on, he immediately lost all his confidence and became a big old wimp again.
Yep.
And that's
I love
my
that
3
so
bean
much.
salad
Like-
of highlight.
Cosplay as well. Just I would no longer like to be involved in any aspect of this now. But then
I love that so much.
importantly, claimed credit, which very in character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I actually really liked toward the end. I was really into the fact that kids who did not have Digivices, it appeared, were able to just make friends with Digimon and have them, eventually realize and evolve, and all the good chosen child crud that every other
Yeah.
season has said
Like,
you
I mean-
have to be this important to get.
Yeah, I mean, that absolutely confirms a theory that I've been kind of building since, I guess, the Chromon episode, and then we had the Monkey episode with the grandma, how it seems that it is not unique to form bonds with Digimon, it's something that everyone does. The Digivices kind of just relate to that bond a little bit more and maybe use that bond
Or if
to
not,
increase
We'll
power, but
probably
it's
get
not.
some plot
Yeah.
magic about regarding aspects of it later.
Yeah. Maybe not something that everyone does, but at least something that everyone could do, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like they're not really chosen children destined for anything. Hero's dad just gave
I
them
was gonna say,
this
it's
thing
unclear
that
if
makes
this
it
is just a
easier.
thing Hero's dad, invented versus a thing he searched the digital world and found 3 of.
I think he invented it, and it just, harnesses that bond.
I subscribe to my wild notion that this is all the ghost game perpetrated by Hero's dad.
I maintain that Hero's dad is 100% dead.
Yeah,
He's either
I
dead
think
or
that
the villain or both.
Oh, yeah, no. His ghost might
ghost is
be
the
the
villain.
villain,
His-
but...
It's the ghost's game.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And we gotta choose a faction.
Y'all,
I
I'm still on, team... Y'all, I'm still on Team Detective Pikachu theory, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He is, in my theory, he is currently a Digimon. He is either Gamamon, Blacktailmon Uva, Black Agumon, or another Digimon we haven't seen yet, because
I
just,
could maybe see Black Agumon. I don't think Gamamon works. If nothing else, Gamamon has, I think, met Toku. I can't
Yeah,
remember
but
his name.
he also,
Couldn't tell you.
he has part of
Hokuto.
the scarf. Like, his scarf is actually Hokuto's clothing, and that just gives me a Detective Pikachu, like,
Yeah,
it
wearing
was
the
his hat kind of feel.
That's
yeah,
fair.
but I think if we're gonna do the whole "I'm literally baby now" thing, like, I don't know,
It's a little weird.
real weird. Plus, we've got recordings
Yeah, it
of
is
him.
weird.
Plus, we've got Gamamon allegedly having met Hokuto.
I mean, how do you meet someone better than being them, you know?
That being said,
Yeah.
obviously Hokuto, Black Angemon, Angemon. I know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Whichever.
But, so, you know,
Both.
could
Why
literally
not?
just be your brother, which is my guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull a Mega Man. Excuse me, a Mega Man XA.
At any rate, another actual genuine highlight of mine was Kazuma's mom reacting to the unexplained shoes, room, and pictures. I thought that was actually really good, and it like genuinely gave me the shivers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was scary.
The episode, I think, did a disservice by not dwelling more on how absolutely terrifying memory issues are.
Yeah.
And especially the idea that you've just lost a person.
But perhaps for the best. That's maybe a little too real for the kids, you know?
Maybe. But I don't know. We included it.
We did.
And then we instantly went to...
And then we ended with them...
We went to some real pedophile things for a minute. With children smelling good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit creepy, but I'm trying to think of it more as like a
All I'm
just
saying is I
innocent
wish
way
we'd
of like
skipped some of that to put in more screw the kids up with memory stuff.
Yeah. They could
oh yeah.
moving if we're ready into lowlights a little bit here.
I'm good with
No,
that.
I've got other highlights.
Okay, then bust them off, please.
I like how, while it wasn't like super relevant, how Hiro referenced the whole like, oh, I don't know what evolution Gamamon's going to take when he evolves. And then we got to see Wes and Gamamon again. That was kind of neat because we hadn't seen Wes and Gamamon for a bit. I like how we're not just doing Battle Gamamon all the time.
Yeah.
And also, I like how the kids were like, "Whoa, he's cool," and I was like, "Yes, same." Wes and Gamamon,
So,
very cool.
Here's
Triceratops.
what I wanted to happen. Was instead of going, no, we shouldn't do it now because we don't know which one we'll get, we should have done it now and gotten Wes and Gamamon and had him just kind of have to sit out the entire fight and leave it to, you know, the characters I care more about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like if, I mean, alternate ending for the episode, he dark evolves again to Gullus Gamamon, and then like Petermon's like, I was right, adults are evil.
That's what I was thinking was going to happen when we had the Hawkmons being like, we're going to save this kid. I thought they were going to, like, you know, just jump in front of the sword. And then Gamamon would see it and go, Gulus Gamamon again. But no, instead, I'll save it for my lowlights. Sorry.
Well, I have more highlights,
Yeah.
and that is, I love how we got evolutions. I mean, I love Hawkmon in general, but the fact that we got a Hawkmon evolution is just great, and we got two of them. Even though they were the same Digimon, I still like it. Yep. I don't know. I was surprised that we got those evolutions. I know we kind of mentioned that was already pretty cool that we get Digimon that aren't partnered with the main kids evolving, but I was really surprised by it, and it almost threw me like when we had Palmon evolve to Ponchomon in Colon. Like, it's something I didn't really necessarily expect. Like, we've had humans befriend Digimon in this season before, but not the evolution aspect. So I was just a big fan of that, and Orcamon's cool. I like Orcamon. It looks like My Hero Academia though.
If you insist.
I'll take your word on that one.
No, there's a character in My Hero Academia who just is an orca.
Oh, I just meant the if you insist on them being cool.
Wow.
Oh, I've just liked them since I was a kid, so
That's fair.
I have
Orcas are
nostalgia
fine.
for all
I
of
just
Hawk.
thought the Orcamon looked real dumb with the little lifeguard outfit.
Oh no, I just like it because when I was a kid and found out that Hawkmon had all these evolutions, I just like obsessed over them and printed out pictures and put them all over the place, and
I
Hawkmon
know.
was one of them, and I was like,
That's very cute.
I love Hawkmon. I just love Hawkmon, and I
Hawkmon's
love,
great.
and I'm just a big fan of it. Just like Hawkmon didn't just evolve to like Aquilamon or any of the other evolutions we've already seen, like Halcymon or Shurimon. We actually got an evolution that, even though it is canon that Hawkmon evolves to Orcamon, we haven't actually seen it animated before.
Yeah, that's
Even
fair.
though it's been around since 2000. Just a big fan of that. But yeah, my highlights are mainly Hawkmon though, because I love Hawkmon. I guess lowlight time?
So, my primary low light for this episode is that they could have dialed back Petermon by like 90%.
Yeah.
I desperately wish they had.
Please don't tell me how children smell.
Yeah, and like, don't be like, oh, you smell so good. You look so innocent. Do you want to come run away with me forever?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I still took that in like an innocent way of like...
I know you did, Air, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can...
Well, and then it's hard to say it's an innocent interpretation when the ending is just, oh yeah, gay sex.
Yeah, as soon as Petermon learns about gay sex with Captain Hookmon, he loses all interest in the kids, and that makes me very, very, very concerned for those kids.
And also for the message that Japanese media is sending here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of like a problem the Japanese media has.
Yep.
And I wish they would be better at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they're not.
Yeah. So
they aren't.
That there are some lowlights in addition to it just like the gay part was good, but I sure wish we hadn't needed to
have him be such a creep to the children.
Yeah. Like,
also, his motivation didn't make any sense because he was like, children are pure, they don't lie, except, have you met a kid? Kids lie constantly.
Just because they can, like, they'll, like, hey, are you holding that thing? No. It doesn't benefit them to say yes or no.
Exactly.
It's just that
they just think it's funny to deny reality.
And they're not wrong.
And also...
They're not wrong, but, like...
And their kids, like, they're still learning they're still learning that, like, oh, I don't actually have to say things that aren't accurate. I can, like, I knew kids who would consistently say that the grass was blue just because they realized that they could. And this is when I was a kid, so it's a very early memory. But I'd be, like, really, like, annoyed with these kids, like, even though they were the same age as me, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, they'd be like, well, you know, I can say that the grass is blue. And I was like, yeah, you can, but it's not true. Like, it would... And they'd say, like, the sky's green. I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's Melbourne. The sky's grey. Get it right. But no, the kids will just... Like, they learn that they can say things that aren't true.
And then they just go wild with it. Well, they have a blast lying.
Yeah. The concept of lies blows some minds for a while, and it's kind of adorable to watch from a safe distance.
Yeah. Especially because they're so bad at it still, you know?
Yeah. And also, like, kind of, I mean, kids play make-believe, and make-believe is, like, kind of a lie.
But yeah, between
in a
both,
way.
The zero motivation for why children needed to remain children beyond the vague sexual innuendos, and then also just I'm gonna literally stab anyone who decides later actually maybe I do want to grow up.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But it's okay because Captain Hookmon came along to also suggest that maybe growing up is okay because it has sex.
Also, I like how Ruri, I think it was Ruri, was, like, disgusted by the fact that, like, he was like, no, you're grown-ups, and she was like, we're in junior high.
Yeah, excuse
like, she looks so, like, offended to be called old.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of cute.
It was pretty great.
But, yeah, I mean, one of my lowlights is, besides the overall, like, it being too creepy, was the fact that we address that Hiro is concerned about evolving Gammamon, but then Gammamon ends up evolving anyway. Like, it feels like it cheapened him saying that he didn't want to evolve.
Like it was just, oh no, what if we got Wezen Gammamon or whatever his name is?
Yeah. It didn't... Yeah.
Like, Hiro does not seem
all that concerned
about Gillis Gammamon, despite everything, I think in large part because denying reality is kind of what Hiro does.
Yeah.
My dad's fine. He's a great dad. I can't remember the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, I also kind of got from that part more that it was like, well, you know, gosh, what if we get, Betel Gammamon here, but I'd really rather have you be the blue one that flies to go faster, you know? Not so much of a, what if we get the baddie who comes in and just decides to start wrecking our shit, you know? But I can certainly see where you're coming from, though.
But both should have been considerations, but I feel like it was mostly just an excuse to then later pull out the slow tank monster and not have that be a minor plot hole.
Other lowlights is that I feel like this episode, perhaps more than any other, suffered from only being 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it didn't have the same levels of pacing issues that previous episodes have had. Like, I felt like it was fairly balanced, but it feel like it went... It
I don't
felt
know.
like it was
They had to cut
in
the
2 times
story
speed.
to
It felt very fast.
They had to cut the story to the bare bones and then still rush through every
Yeah,
aspect
even
of it.
then, in the last minute and a half, we had Captain Hookmon literally, like, break through the fourth
Yeah.
wall out of literally
He just
nowhere.
Kool-Aid Man's in.
And then the end.
Yeah. I'm horny, so
bye.
hi.
Yeah. I would have appreciated perhaps a little less rushed of an ending, but, you know.
Yeah, I feel like we could have cut some of the creepy to have it.
Even have,
any ending.
have Hiro and Petermon talk a little bit more about why, it's not objectively bad to grow up instead of just having Captain Hookmon just suddenly barge in out of nowhere to resolve everything.
I at the end, I honestly, and I guess I was kind of little bit disappointed until like Captain Hookmon spoke and it was gay. I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't like a sudden like big bad showing up to like Fellasmon on a boat ready to just destroy everyone.
And I mean,
That's kind of what I thought it was
just
going to be,
surprised.
to be honest.
and that's the thing.
but-
We're really committed to having violence, but then at the end of the episode, pretending like violence is never the answer.
Most of the time.
Not always, but
Most of the
it's a significant percentage of this series. And then especially bringing in a big bad we'd have to fight next episode won't work, because then we have to have kids care if they see it in the right order.
Well, and it was just, I don't know, I felt like I almost got whiplash from the amount of, like, tonal shift that we had happen, because we had, like, the deep existential terror of, oh my god, I've lost my memories of my child, I'm gonna have a really, like, actually chilling moment there, to, okay, it's gay sex time, get out of my Neverland, kids.
And also Hiro and the rest were in no way concerned about having their own memories altered, even if they fortunately thought to take cameras and,
They seemed a little unsettled.
not,
But, like, not as much as I feel like they should have been, admittedly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you lose an entire day's worth of time, you'll be unsettled.
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah.
And I like how they kind of like showed how horrified the characters were and how they were all shaking and traumatized from it. But yeah, it did seem to be very fast. Again, this episode,
The kids got over it
I
real
felt like
quick.
didn't have
That's why I really liked
Yeah.
the moment with it's not Kazuya, but I forget his name now, and now I can only think of
Kazuma.
Kazuma. Thank you. That's why I really liked the moment with his mom, because I was like, yeah, that's the correct reaction.
We also literally have one line of, oh, we seem to have gotten our memories back. Which we didn't flash back to mom still having an existential crisis, and then now going, how did I forget my child for 12 hours? I need a neurologist.
Yeah. So
All
I
I'm
guess
saying is that this should have had an epilogue where all of these kids are traumatized for life.
Yeah, and I feel like if they'd wanted to, they could have gone a lot scarier with this episode, and maybe it's just because it was so intense at the beginning that they felt like they had to end it with them literally, like, sailing away on rainbows with gay sex metaphors.
Yeah. Yeah, it did get
They did not know
progressively
what
easier.
they wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost felt like the beginning and the end of the episode were written by two completely independent teams.
You ever seen Hitchcock?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Hitchcock is a Will Smith movie.
Yes.
That was literally 2 different movie scripts just glued together.
Oh, okay.
And the first half isn't bad, but then the second half just starts happening, and it's a completely different plot for no reason that just still involves the same characters. And that's
Wild.
what happened here.
Okay. I'm familiar with the movie, but have not actually seen it.
It's like half a good movie.
That's fair. Not too bad for a Will Smith movie. Oh, burn. I don't actually really dislike that. I don't really dislike Will Smith all that much as an actor, but zing.
Oh, I had
Jaden Smith's
another
better.
thought about the ending. I kind of wish that System on Seal was on the boat. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That would've been good.
I just do.
Honestly, just all
I just want them to be
Sister Moms
slowly.
doing anime.
Yeah.
Doing anarchy together.
On a
Yeah, I mean, I just.
go-kart with Jellymon.
Obviously, it's,
On a boat.
That's the most ideal, but I'd have them doing that on a boat. Yeah, I'd be down. Go-kart on a
Just
boat
have them.
to do anarchy.
Have them just be building
Gay
a pirate crew this whole season with all their the Mon of the Weeks.
Right?
It's not necessarily too late for that to be the case.
Can they be the big bad?
Oh, that'd be sick.
Any other lowlights?
Yes. It's my turn
Okay,
to
go
be the curmudgeon who tries to ground all of you Digimon fanatics, because Digimon,
Aw.
please. Why does a hawk evolve into a dolphin porpoise lifeguard thing? Like,
it's the Digi-Egg of reliability. It makes it dolphin.
is that an actual reason?
I mean,
Yeah.
That's almost worse.
yeah.
I will admit that Pokemon is not as good as I remember from the little bit that I've watched, but at least the evolutions more or less make sense.
So the big difference is that Pokemon evolutions are purely linear by and large, and Digimon just isn't.
You're not familiar with Eevee, huh?
By and large, just saying. Whereas almost any Digimon can at any given point turn into 3-ish higher forms or 3-ish lower forms. Because
Yeah, and I wish that there was more thematic coherence between those, I guess.
that's fair. There are for some, less for others.
It's certainly less for
Hawkmon,
others.
Not so much.
Hawkmon
Yeah,
can just become
y'all-
any animal, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all would just not have fun with the virtual pets because the virtual pets are rarely linear. They might have like Gabumon evolves to Garurumon. That's fair enough. But on the same virtual pet, and this is before the anime, Gabumon also evolves into a snowman, an angel, and a giant bug. So Kabuterimon and Angemon. So
My.
we have Gabumon evolving into Garurumon, Kabuterimon, and Angemon. So the virtual pets kind of y'all would
rules
have a
don't
bad
matter.
time. because-
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I'd be more in the camp of because I was a little kid, I would just kind of look the other way and be super into it, or because I would be a little kid, I would just be so confused that I thought it was a glitch.
Yeah, and I mean, when I was a kid and I did understand how it worked, I was still just like, yeah, but I want, my linear progression, and I don't want to have to be real careful about how I raise my Digimon to get that. So I didn't do a lot of Tamagotchis.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
My next curmudgeon point is that as a non-Digimon person, I didn't particularly care about all of the other Digimon evolving. I was like, yeah, these sure are background characters evolving into things that I don't recognize. Things I don't recognize turning into other things I don't recognize. Woohoo! So, I mean, I'm sure that was awesome for all of y'all out there who got
it's
everything.
just
But
It was awesome for me.
yeah, but yeah. And let's see. Oh, also less just me being a curmudgeon about Digimon as a whole, and now just me being a curmudgeon about Wezengamamon. Wezengamamon continues to be the most boring evolution of Gamamon, and you can't change my mind because he literally showed up and did not take a single step and fired 2 shots and did nothing else.
I think I agree that he's the most boring. I mean, also, I'm not a big fan of Battle Gamamon, but that's probably because we've seen him so much. But
Yeah.
my favourite is either Gulis Gamamon, so the evil one, because he's definitely the coolest,
Mm-hmm.
or Chaos Gamamon, which is the flying one, because I like this little, friend with the wings, and he's like a little flying squirrel. I just really
I
like
wish we
him.
saw more of Chaos Gamamon. I think Wezengamamon is definitely my favorite because he actually has a personality.
You said Wezengamon.
I meant Gulus, my bad.
Yeah, I gathered.
I want an episode
Yeah,
where
I
Gamamon
also
doesn't
agree.
evolve.
Yeah, we've had episodes where
Yeah.
Gamamon evolves and then contributes nothing, but we have not had an episode where Gamamon just doesn't evolve. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least that we have the other evolutions. We get Jellymon evolving a lot, and we get Angoromon evolving a lot.
Yeah.
And that kind of does balance it out because at least
I'm
now we
sad
have
didn't
the whole
do
cast.
Another hint of cross partner things.
Yeah. Hopefully we get more of that. I really I'm sure
I'll
it
be
can't be a once
surprised
off.
if we don't do more of that. On the other hand, Eri did do her sick as hell kick attack exactly once.
This
Yeah,
is true.
and Colin had lots of we thought that the upgrades like Ultras mode and Sagittarius mode, all the characters would get that. We were wrong.
Yeah.
And then we had Ponchomon, and we thought that every other character would get
Something.
a special evolution. But I mean,
I
some
still
did.
don't
We
know
do
why
have Pegasus
Joe
one.
spit straight facts.
That was cool. I wish it meant something.
Right? It was neat. I
Which
wish
is
it had been an allusion to literally anything.
Oh, y'all.
Hmm.
Y'all, we found it. We found out what comes after the colon part in the title. It's Adventure colon. It'd be cool if something happened, or it'd be cool if it meant something.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But yeah, do we have any other lowlights?
I don't believe so. I think Quinn mentioned my other one earlier, which was just the, I thought it would have been cool to have Wezengamamon evolve earlier when they were like, don't evolve yet. And then, I don't know, maybe shoot Hero out of his cannon to get him to where he needed to be or something.
Horrifying,
No, I
but
just
kind of would
straight
like
up
that.
wish those two had just had to stay behind and the other two got
Mm-hmm.
to deal with the problem. And it would have been really funny to just come back at the end of Wes and Gammamon slowly, like, trying to move
Oh,
toward
and
the
then it
action.
could have been existential horror for Hero because they said earlier, oh yeah, Hero can't help but, help when you ask him to, and then he wouldn't have been able to contribute anything and he'd be like, oh no, why am I here? But instead, he saves the day with 2 bullets.
Yep. Hero could have just stayed
So,
back and comforted the woman who doesn't have a child.
She thought she didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
but there are
about
pictures
12
all
hours.
over her house,
Yeah.
even on the walls. And she, like, my God, I would be calling a shrink.
Yeah, I would be screaming.
Yeah, oh my God, that would be legitimately the most
Because
terrifying
either
experience in
I'm
my
missing a
life.
lot of memory or someone has done way too much digging into my life to fake all
I am
this
just
stuff. Either one
currently
is
on a reality
terrifying.
TV show is the best possible option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been punked. I don't actually have a kid, but I'm gonna believe I do for 5 seconds. But that's still that is horrifying. But anyway, so favorite characters. My favorite character, surprising no one, was actually Hawkmon. Even though like Hawkmon did very little, just existed. I'm just gonna say Hawkmon because yay, Hawkmon is always my favorite.
You said surprising absolutely
Chloe, who's
nobody,
your
but that did actually surprise me.
Really? Oh, okay.
Well, I expected you to say one of the gay characters, to be honest.
Close. It was very close. It was about to say gay boat, but Hawkmon.
Yeah. Anyway, my favorite character this episode was Kazuma's mom.
Yeah.
That's fair. I wish we knew more.
For a big
I hope that she got her memories back.
actress
Yeah,
emoted.
she nailed it.
Yeah. And Quinn?
Captain Hookmon for just showing up and saving the day with pure sexiness.
Yeah. Captain Daddymon.
All hail the power of the dad bod.
And possibly, as a last highlight, maybe my single favorite thing about this is that the penis metaphor doesn't work if Petermon still has 2 swords.
That's why he had to
So
break
we had to break one.
on Wes and Gammamon. Let's think about
Wow.
that, why don't we?
I didn't even think about that, but that definitely happened.
Yep.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Also, so next for ranking, I just realized I hadn't actually sent you through the things. So I've sent you through the rankings and ratings, so y'all can look at that. But in terms of my rating out of 5, I gave it a 4, probably too high, but honestly, I loved the fact that we got the evolutions. It sort of confirmed some theories that I had, mainly about how the Digivices may not be super duper required. You can kind of just have a Digimon partner without them, and it's sort of, I don't know, it makes the inner child in me kind of happy that, like, hey, I don't need a Digivice, I can still befriend a Digimon, I don't have to be a chosen child, I can still have a Digimon. It's, I'm not necessarily chosen to save the world, but I can still have Digimon adventures and a Digimon buddy. Like, that kind of, like, soothes my inner child who is always like, oh, I'm not going to be chosen to save the world. I'm not, chosen child material. You can kind of just have a Digimon. And we've had a granny have a Digimon. We've had a random guy have a Digimon, kind of.
We got Birdman.
It's kind of just anyone. Yeah, the Birdman. But so I gave it a 4 just because there was more that I liked in this episode than the things that I didn't like. And the things that I liked definitely outshone the things that I disliked. And also, yay Hawkmon, just in general. Just happy to see Hawkmon animated.
Ribbons
And
indicating gender. We're here for a riot.
yeah, I can't believe that that was like, oh, Hawkmon had a pink ribbon because it was a girl. Thank you, 12-year-old me, for gender profiling a Digimon bird.
But I also really like
yeah.
that we now just have ribbons for our icon indicating pronouns.
True.
It's adorable.
True.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
It's worked out so
Like-
well, and even though it was a real stupid when you were 12, it's also very, very cute.
Okay, I think that, it's girl Hawkmon because she's wearing a pink ribbon is definitely not as bad as 12-year-old me writing, oh, it's the Digimon Kaiser. Kaiser is emperor in Japanese. Like, oh, I get what my child was thinking because I think I had just learned that the Japanese version of Digimon existed and the Digimon Emperor was the Digimon Kaiser in the Japanese version.
It's a very reasonable thing to think.
Yeah.
If you don't happen to know some important information.
Yeah, and I didn't. I was like, Kaiser is Japanese for emperor. And, like, that's I think, worse than the gender profiling of Digimon. But anyway,
It's at least
so,
sillier.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the wholesome 12-year-old things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I rediscovered a fanfic I wrote when I was 12. I myself and the old co-host Jay read it out on the podcast as part of a Patreon reward. And it's out there on the YouTubes, and it is so much like what you'd expect from like a 12-year-old who writes self-insert fan fiction.
I'm gonna have to search this out at some point.
I have enough back Patreon rewards that I've never really got that I kind of want to demand that you write a sequel.
I still have, like, I think I wrote like a few chapters of it, and then I got busy, but I should definitely revisit it. But it's also like,
I demand a sequel.
It's hard to. I wish that, like, I had notes on where I thought the plot was going when I was 12, because I remember having a very, like, vivid idea of where it was going, but it's just faded because, almost 30, wrote that more than half my life ago.
That's a shame, though.
But,
I hope you can figure something out, and I would love to see where it goes.
Yeah, like, there was so much plot that I had there, and it's just, I went through all of high school and university and got a lot of other things in my brain, and now I know that Kaiser's not a Japanese word. But anyway, so what do y'all rate this episode? Chloe, out of 5, what were your thoughts? I'm feeling bad about my 4. Please do not drag me too much.
So, like, I'm still kind of trying to decide, so I'm going to hand it off to Quinn for the moment.
Alright, so
Yep.
As absolutely problematic as this episode is, it is also the most entertained I have been watching Digimon this entire season, and I'm giving it a 5.
Wow, I'm actually surprised. I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a 4, and everyone else is gonna be like, oh, 1, 2, 0. Like, I'm just gonna be like shaming. But yes, I feel validated. Thank you so much for the validation.
A sexy dad bod to save the day.
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what I need. Chloe, are you any closer to working out your rating?
I have so many feelings about this episode. Like, I gotta give them points for having the ending that I did not see coming out of. Like, I did not expect that ending at all. That came completely out of left field and caught me by surprise, so I'll give them points for that. And I really loved the beginning of the episode, where we were going through the ramifications of, having your entire families of you erased, or your entire family's memories erased. I really liked that, but, like, Petermon was just so creepy and awful that I can't join Quinn on the 5 out of 5 train. So I don't know. I'm thinking like a 3, because I really liked Kazuma's mom. That was excellent. And honestly, that's the majority of those 3 points right there for me.
That's fair.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like, I just
set
love
aside
the
Petermon being creepy, and if I can write that off, then just the ending and the ridiculousness of that fight, get me some points back.
Yeah, and it was a fun, ridiculous way to end an episode. I was laughing, but like more of a confused, am I having a stroke laugh than like a haha, this is funny laugh.
I am admittedly surprised that this just aired on television.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okie dokie, that is fair. So overall, that means that together we gave it a score of 12, and oh my gosh, we have a big tie. So it's tied with episode 15, which is The Fortune Teller's Manor, episode 13, which is I cannot even find it. The Gulasgamamon episode. Yeah. Episode 12, sorry. Chain Letter, which is the spam email with the Weedmons. And episode 3, which is Scribbles. So, how did we think about this episode compared to all of those?
I definitely think I liked it more than Chain Letter.
I think I did. Hang on, where did I put it in my own ranking? Yeah, I liked it more than Chain Letter. Yeah. Actually, I think I might have liked it more than all of... Yeah, I liked it more than all of these. So,
Fortune Teller's Manor was
like
the Angoromon episode with...
Fellasmon, the demon scary man.
Okay. I think I liked episode 15 more than this one, but I guess I would put it above the other two. Well, I don't... Did I like this more than Scribbles?
Scribbles you gave a 4.5 to. No, a 4 to.
Just by numbers, then, I think I didn't. But I want to make sure my numberings are consistent here. What did I give to Chain Letter Episode 12? I gave that a 4.5h, what? And
No,
Manor, I gave a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess if we're going by the numbers, then I really did like the Fortune Teller's Manor, and I want to like this episode.
I get it.
But
it's a hard one to place just because it's so...
If it had stuck more with the vibe that it had in like the first 30 of the episode, this might have been my favorite of them all, period.
I think that's my complaint about the series, is it starts with a relatively scary opening and then just has to become a Digimon episode after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't follow through. It's like it's a not Digimon season that was just really good, and then they put Digimon in it, and it made it just a little bit worse.
So I guess,
which sounds really sad.
Yep. As much as I want to put it up higher, I think I do have to put it at the bottom of the tie.
Okay, so let's do our
I'll
own individual ratings, since this one is such like usually when we have a tie, it's like maybe 2 or 3, not like 5. Mm-hmm. So I put it in. I've completely lost my own. I put it in 7th place. So I put it above those episodes. So just between episode 4, The Doll's Manor, and episode 12, Chain Letter. So it's just above Chain Letter for me. I liked it more than the other ones it's tied with. Chloe, I sent you through your rating. Mm-hmm. Whereabouts in your rating are you putting it?
I think I'm putting it underneath. So the only other one I gave a 3 was episode 16, The Man-Eater's Forest. So I'm going to put it under. I'm going to put it above The Man-Eater's Forest. I think I liked this one a little bit better than that one. Yeah.
So you're putting it in 13th place.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 13th place.
Okie dokie.
That's my computer scientist girlfriend. Very efficient. Mm-hmm. I am putting mine in 3rd place.
Very, very much. 3rd place. So your top one being Executioner, 2nd one being Divine Anger, and 3rd place being this week's episode. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it a great deal.
So now we have to do our overall, which is still very difficult.
I think
because
you're going to be the tiebreaker here then, May.
I think I would put it... Well, I mean, in my one... So both Quinn and I have put it above all the other ones it's tied with.
Okay.
So I guess... Should we just put it above all those ones and consider that the tiebreak, since 2 of us put them above?
We could also lower it.
You can if you want. I mean,
whatever you feel like.
I've got my own ranking to preserve my my personal ranking, so.
And I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
The majority of the group seems to put it up at the top, so it's fine with me if that's where it is on the overall.
I'm just looking at Scribbles, and which we all gave a 4 to, because at the start of the season we were all agreement on agreement. That's not even a word. We were all in agreement. There we are.
And Scribbles
on things. So
it was.
Yeah, we all gave it a 4, and this one, I gave it a 4 still, and Quinn gave it a 5. So I'm going to put it above Scribbles, but it's probably more like in the same place as Scribbles.
Yeah.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okie dokie. So those are our rankings, and it's getting harder to do the overall. At the start it was so easy, but now it's like, oh yes, now I remember what it was like doing it for like 60 episodes of Adventure Colon.
God, yeah, I'm so glad I wasn't there for most of that.
Especially,
it was like
really hard
consistently
because
like
so many of them were the worst episode we've ever seen.
Yeah, and so many of them were just so painfully average. Yeah, like, and sometimes we'd be like, well, this one, nothing happened, but it's also as enjoyable as this episode where something happened, and the reason why we liked the episode where nothing happened was because at least it wasn't bad. So it was like, it was a consistency of like, it just... Yeah,
Plus,
it was not fun.
Time that Garurumon went the distance.
He went for speed.
Oh yeah, that was good. I still maintain that was a good episode.
It was certainly like the most memorable episode of Colon.
It was the most AMV-able episode.
Yeah,
it's basically the only episode of Colon that I remember.
I also remember
same.
Garurumon Gabumon getting crucified.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Damn.
Yep, it was pretty
metal. That was the Joe Spitz facts.
Dang.
But, yeah, so those are our ratings. Do we have any miscellaneous thoughts about the gay?
It's not about the gay, but we did have at least one miscellaneous thought, which is that, it's 18 episodes in. now, and every time I still love the error ghost little eye catch.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so silly, and
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Oh, and I do have a thought that, like, I didn't notice last week, but, like, the opening animation has kind of, like, evolved, or maybe been reanimated, and then we have, like, Kiyoshiro looking horrified, like, more horrified at multiple points in the animation of the opening, and that's something, like, I just didn't even notice until I saw some comparison shots on Twitter, and I was like, oh, either they reanimated it to make it more detailed, or he just is getting gradually more horrified by the existence of this show.
That's fair. Oh, here's a miscellaneous thought, because Quinn and I never actually got to hear your thoughts on the last episode, so I see that it's at the bottom of our overall. What did you give last episode?
Somebody doesn't listen to Lost in Translation.
I don't, I'm sorry.
So, I gave it a 3.5.
Okay.
But I can't wait. I can't even actually remember what happened last.
It was Icy
episode.
Hell, where thermodynamics
Icy
went
Hell.
on vacation
Because
digital powers.
I put it in. Yeah, I put it in the 13th place. I liked the partner swapping. I thought, but that was the part. I liked that so much. I gave it a 3.5 basically. Even though the rest of the episode was just kind of.
I do think we've just invented Digimon polycules.
Now that we're done discussing the episode, let's move on to Pondering, predictions, and Postmon Pat. So first up, for our comments on YouTube, first up we have Amelia, who says that episode 17 might have been one of their favourite episodes of all of Digimon. The idea that they can have meaningful and transformative relationships with people other than your one designated partner, they're all just swimming around in a big messy soup of relationships. It took us 20 plus years to get there, we got there, and it means everything. And yeah, I really liked it too. I like that we can kind of still work alongside of non-partner Digimon, and this season is kind of showing that you're not actually designated or destined, you kind of just friends with a Digimon, and then they like you, and then they can evolve because they like you enough.
That works. Let's not.
Yeah. Only if they're adult level or above, like Captain Hookmon, who is daddy. And also Algomon, throwback to Colon, where we just had me, like, being in love with Algomon because...
The booty.
Dad ass. Anyway, next we have KG, who says that it rubs them the wrong way, that Frozemon was supposed to be sympathetic in the end and even a good worker. I'm sorry, what?
Yes, thank you.
Stop bullying Frozemon. Dude, he literally tried to murder a bunch of people. Why were you all acting like this is okay? It was such a bizarre ending.
And
what
it's
is about,
too much of an ask to, turn 20 degrees to the right.
Yeah, I mean, one complaint I did have about the last episode is that it definitely could have just been solved with communication. Frozemon could have just, like, gone, hey, knock, 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 y'all, very cold, friends made out of ice, can y'all just, like, turn down the heat for, like, 5 seconds?
Yeah, or Kiyoshiro could have said, please stop, you're going to kill us, instead of just shouting, stop, stop, stop!
Yeah. To be fair, like, I'm the worst person in the world because, like, if there's something that, like, I see that, like, say you're driving or something, and then, like, I see something, like, I won't give any information, I'll just say, like, watch out or stop, just assuming that everyone has the same eyes that I do and is seeing the same thing, and it can range from, like, the person in the, like, the lane next to us is moving a little bit too far, like, close to us, or there's, like, a bird that's, like, looks like it's not going to move. Mm-hmm. So I'm the worst with, like, just saying stop and assuming that everyone knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, with time-sensitive stuff, I can definitely get that, but, like, they spend about 4 or 5 minutes just shouting stop, no, back and forth,
Yeah, no, I getcha. Then KG says that regarding Angoramon, his body's actually slim. There was some artwork they released of him which basically confirmed he's 80% fluff. I forgot about that.
I saw that.
And
Thank you for... I don't remember who posted that on the server, but yes, that the soaked Angoramon showing that he's actually nice and slim underneath all that floof was excellent.
Yep, and makes
like
perfect
A+,
sense if you've
like,
ever seen an
I love
Angora
it.
bunny.
Which I apparently hadn't.
Yeah. It's the same with, like, those big fluffy dogs that, like, you wash them and they're just like, oh, you're tiny. Mm-hmm. It's adorable, like a Samoyed.
It's like my hair.
Next... Yeah, I get it. Then we have Narumi, who says that last week's episode was a 3.5 out of 5 for them. Even though there were plot holes and the rise exaggerated in some aspects of the episode, Kiyoshiro designing a power plant and Frozomon goes brr and gets tilted every time someone asks him to stop. They enjoy this episode. He did go brr. Brr in like a brr I'm cold and brr as in brr I'm a machine.
Yep.
But anyway,
He has
so
a
they can say they
heat
appreciate
sword
that.
for snow removal. What was unclear?
Yeah, very, very clear. Narumi says that they appreciate the high stakes in the episode, the main characters almost died, and the temporary partnership is something that they would like to see in future episodes. Yeah, same. I want more of that. Then they say that their main lowlight in this episode was that they don't like that Kiyoshiro is blamed for the situation. He didn't know that telling Frozomon to stop would make the situation worse. Yeah, that's
like
that
the
is
only
fair.
thing
Like
that you can really say is he should have talked in complete sentences, please.
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong for saying, please, he's not wrong for not wanting his shit to get destroyed. He was wrong for, not elaborating one iota beyond that.
This is a Canadian lighthouse, if you've never heard that story.
Don't think I have.
U.S. naval ship being an asshole, insisting repeatedly, you must change your course.
Oh, okay. Yeah, course. This is a lighthouse.
Sir, this is a lighthouse.
Yeah, not how those work.
Sir, this is an Arby's.
No, this is Patrick. I can do memes too.
Exactly.
You just did. Well done. Jinx.
Yay. So the next comment is from Des, and they say what strikes them, and this is something I didn't even think about, but yeah, this is a point. What struck them afterwards was the 3 dim cards were supposed to be only for Gamamon. Hero's dad wasn't expecting other kids to have Digimon partners, and that is probably why Gamamon has 3 evolutions. It was probably expected that each dim card was supposed to be for Gamamon's evolution rather than for Jellymon and Angoramon. It would be cool if Simba and Angoramon evolves thanks to the bond with Kiyoshiro, because the ultimate looks like something that was taken from Kiyoshiro's nightmares, while Tesla Jellymons might be the results of a bond between Ruri and Tesla Jellymon. Who knows, and the Megas might be one single Digimon, as in all 3 fuse into one. I haven't even considered that, but that sounds really cool if we just, if we do more of, partner swap and, Ruri and Kiyoshiro kind of swap partners throughout the season and we get...
to call it?
No.
And I just, the thing about the Mega also makes sense. We don't know about their Mega form.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even consider that, but that's...
the V-Pets say something about Jogress, but I don't know the specifics of what they're talking about.
Yeah, Jogress is kind of weird on the Vital Bracelet, where you can have 2 Digimon on the one Vital Bracelet, and then if you have 2 compatible Digimon, the one that you've got active will Jogress with the one that you've got in backup, and the one that you've got active will evolve into it, but the one that's in backup will still stay there. It won't, those 2 bodies won't become one. It'll be, one Digimon evolving with, the essence of the one that was in backup. So there is Jogress on the Vital Bracelet, but it's a little different from Jogress on the other virtual pets, which is more
a battery for the boys to get to evolve.
Yeah. Anyway, so next comment is from Mystic Digital, who says that they had the opposite reaction to this episode. They absolutely loved it, and the last few minutes were mostly stellar. Though after hearing everyone's thoughts, they can see the flaws for sure, and that it still at least put it middle of the pack for them though. And they're very excited for next week because Petermon's just a fun design, hoping Captain Hookmon makes an appearance. You got your wish.
I got the news for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just oh yep, you are going to be happy because Captain Hookmon does make one hell of an appearance.
I didn't even know Captain Hookmon existed, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, of course this exists.
Yep.
There's also a Tinkermon, by the way.
I will say, I appreciated that, if we were doing the Peter Pan story, we did kind of the original super creepy Peter Pan story.
Yeah, he just literally comes and steals your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the design of Petermon, but oh well.
Yep.
Never ever land. Legally distinct from Michael Jackson's theme park.
Woof. Woof.
Yep.
Anyway, next we have Andrew, who says this new ep was chilling to say. XD. That's funny. Good one. They say it was an okay ep, but how smart is Kiyoshiro? Nothing to say much except that we got the cold shoulder. But about next episode being Peter Pan, every time they see the card of him thinks it's like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it did kind of look
It
like
was
a Yu-Gi-Oh
I can see
character.
very
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh card episode.
next we have Geosaga, who says that they give the last episode a 4 out of 5, maybe a 3.5. They love the first part with the tension and the actual danger in the episode. The only thing is that they wish someone just told off Frozemon in front of the other Digimon. It really brings down the episode for them that Frozemon did feel some guilt and apologise about almost killing the team. He didn't even need to have it turn cold, just go around as a slight detour. In fact, probably going around would have saved more time than actually just chasing and trying to kill the kids.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And-
Frozemon
yeah, that's
almost did a sextuple homicide, and then they're just
In
like...
the name of saving 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't think, like,
We want to live somewhere
When
safe.
there's, like-
Me too, dumbass.
Yeah.
like, imagine if, like, you're in the shops and there's a bunch of people in, like, the middle of the aisle and you want something at the other end of the aisle. Instead of going down that aisle and just murdering everyone, I kind of just go through the aisle next to it just so I can kind of just loop around because it's just too busy in the middle and, like,
So what I
maybe
like
there's someone
to do
stacking the
is-
shelves and I
is
don't want to get in their way.
Take my cart, get up a good head of steam, and shout, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!"
Yeah, I don't often consider murder when I go shopping, but maybe
Yeah.
I should.
Well, that's just because apparently you're not an alpha male like Frozemon.
Maybe I should be, and I just, like, I just freeze it. I just turn the aircon up to, like, negative a billion and just freeze everyone in the store. And then I don't have to deal with the queues for the checkout.
Random mobile ads
I've
tell me
solved it.
that the new hotness is being a Sigma male, and I regret to inform you that is not a joke.
No, I know. I've seen that YouTube
I've no-
thumbnail. The best iteration I've seen on that, though, is the...
I haven't heard of that.
Oh, I saw a
I'm not
great
going
one,
to
which
tell you
was...
anything else.
Are you a trans male, and is it better than alpha male? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Yep. I like that. I've apparently been subscribing and watching the wrong YouTube videos because I do not know what a Sigma male is, but, like...
No, you...
Maybe I
you-
need to.
Not
Yeah. For what it's worth, I've
But
not seen these
anyway-
on my YouTube. I've seen screenshots elsewhere on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, Geosaga says, also to answer the plot hole questions, Kiyoshiro got his master's at 13, not 12. He's a computer genius, so he probably was responsible for the systems of the geothermal plant. I think he got... Does he mention having a PhD or being a PhD candidate? I can't remember.
He says he
But
went to
if
the US to get his PhD in something or other, and now he's back to roleplay being a student in Japan because he's an
weeb.
otaku.
While also doing various non-specific science projects,
Yeah.
like, and I quote, "I basically built this
Yeah.
power plant."
I built this frozen city on plot devices.
Plutonium.
But, yeah, that's basically it for Postmon Pat. So what are our thoughts about the series so far?
I wish more episodes were like the first third of the episode that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I with all the creepiness, it kind of, like, goes because of the Digimon aspect.
I really
But,
wish
I
we
mean,
could have a
I'm
two-part episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm still keen on, like, the fact that we're going into, like, new territories for Digimon. Like, this is still Digimon, obviously, but it feels like it's new. It's trying to, like, reinvent what does Digimon mean. Like, there are no chosen children. No one is chosen in this show.
Mm-hmm.
They are just kind of there. They just so happen to have vital bracelets which help, but
Yeah.
anyone can have, like, a Digimon partner.
I do appreciate the more like egalitarian,
Yeah.
anyone can be a hero sort of vibe that they've been given off.
Yeah, early Digimon
Especially
definitely
Hero.
went with you are part of the
Yeah.
master race.
Yeah, exactly. I like the more, the less supremacist version.
That being
Yeah.
said, we are roughly a third of the way through the show, and
Most likely.
the most, like, major plot we have is Gulas Gamamon exists,
Mm-hmm.
and Hokuto is probably living at a farm upstate.
Yeah.
And there are like
also, I should
5
probably,
to 8
just-
big
I should-
baddies just kind of hanging around out there now.
Yeah,
Roaming.
they'll come back at some point.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
I should probably point out that we don't actually have a confirmation about how many episodes this season has at all. So there's at least 21 because we have the
Well,
episode titles
yeah.
of up to episode 21.
But
Presumably,
going by
yeah.
historically, Digimon does roughly 50 to 60 episode seasons.
Mm-hmm.
We can't
We
be
have
far
had
off. From
yeah,
a
but
third.
we've had a 25 episode season before.
Yeah, but that was a continuation of, an already fairly long thing.
Yeah. And we've also had, like, I think Savers was 48, but yeah, still around 50.
Yeah, so,
But, like, I guess unless it's significantly longer than 60, then that just makes the point Quinn's making even more relevant. You know?
Yeah, we're getting relatively far through this show where so far, I want to know more about the meta plot that you only occasionally remind me still exists.
But I mean, I'm still enjoying this season.
Yeah.
Are y'all?
Yeah, like the moment-to-moment episode watching is fine. I just from a season overall arc perspective, I wish there had been even a single arc by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's learned or accomplished anything other than, oops, Gulas Gamamon, I'd better avoid learning anything from that.
And we sometimes learn to respect privacy and then immediately forget.
No, I mean, I would say that Atmon also didn't really have much of a plot even by this point. They just kind of...
literally episode 1, they were like, Leviathan.
Yeah,
you gotta look out for that guy.
Yeah, but that was like... Yeah, but they didn't develop that was the bad... Like, they just sort of said, oh, Leviathan is like a thing.
It was distant.
But they didn't really
It was distant,
much.
but it was an identified threat that was always behind each thing that happened every week.
Yeah, and then we had an unidentified antagonist human summoning a Digimon by episode 4. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the episode didn't... Like, the plot didn't really progress that much throughout the season. Leviathan was big bad episode 1, but also big bad at the end of the season.
Yeah, and that's good.
And
that means they left breadcrumbs from the very beginning, whereas at this one, I mean, maybe the breadcrumbs will be very obvious later in the season, but at least right now, I have no idea what, if any, sort of overarching plot we've got going on here.
Half of the episodes appear to just end with, oh, my bad.
Bye.
And then I'll probably never be relevant again. And yeah, no, I'm not saying any individual episode is bad for not being part of the meta plot. I wish I felt like I had any reason to care about the larger plot at this point. Even Hiro doesn't want to go search for his dad. He's just, my dad's probably fine, somewhere.
He'll get back when he gets back.
And my mom is, what is mom doing?
Working?
Yeah, she works for the UN or something, at a farm upstate.
Not caring about her husband,
she doesn't
I guess.
Call.
Forgetting that she has a child or a husband.
Is it possible that Petermon got involved with... would that not be a really amazing callback
Because his dad is a child at heart. And got abducted by Petermon.
Alright, I'm there for that.
This will never happen, but it's so much better than what's actually gonna happen.
Yeah, which is probably just going to be nothing.
Yeah. No, but I would love Hiro to have had someone messing with his mind to not care about his parents and just not be absolutely out of his mind with grief and terror at this point.
And honestly, if they retcon that in later, I'd probably be fine with it.
It'd be super good.
Yeah, because then it would explain a lot of his behavior that we're just like, why don't you care about this more?
Bandai, please steal my ideas.
Yeah.
And then I'll call myself a genius when it turns out I'm right. Haha, unless.
Yeah. I hope so. But anyway, so next week's episode 19, is called The Witching Hour, and it has a very creepy and ominous feel to the preview.
I'm into it.
Do we have any predictions?
I'm looking forward to seeing the art next week, because it's always very nice and picturesque at sunset, and it seems like the majority of the episode is going to take place around the weird phenomena that happens right around sunset when things aren't super easy to see, and I'm bought into the premise.
I really want this to be a Rui heavy episode. This would be a perfect time for Gamamon to have a cold.
Yeah. Or
Please
just
let Rui get
Gamamon is just not... Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for the art next week. I think it has a potential to be one of the prettier episodes.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And also, I don't know, I feel like maybe we get some plot soon. I'm feeling that, in the next few episodes, we've got to get some plot, I think.
I mean, I
Fingers
agree,
crossed.
but I also think you said that to me 3 episodes ago.
Oh yeah, but we got, to be fair, we did get some...
We're getting
a little bit of breadcrumbs.
We're getting sprinkles of plot as a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though, I mean, as much of this episode being filler, at least it confirmed some theories and did some world building.
Which theories?
About...
Other theories that Digimon partners exist.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll come back to later just the number of children who have...
Seen Digimon.
I was going to say, have pets at home that can, blow up walls.
I'm hoping that we do. We get to see just, people in Digimon just hanging out, and this is just completely normal, and it makes sense.
I hope by the end of the season we get like a epilogue of Kazuma's mom in therapy, or that, preferably both.
Yeah. No, just this is a subculture that exists now.
The bird cultists from Slay the Spire.
There we go. Get some Plague Doctor masks too. You can mix and match.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for everyone for joining us this time. You can join us next time for episode 19, The Witching Hour, and you can find the link dump in the Redbubble is also linked in the description. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode on our website, which is LostinTranslationmon.com, or on this video on YouTube, and if you put it there, we'll read it out in our Postmon Pat segment. You can follow us at TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in TranslationMon on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. I'm on TikTok at Digimon_Hero, hero spelled Hiro, and I stream on twitch.tv/translationmon. And of course, you can chat with us on the Lost in TranslationMon Discord server, and you can also leave us reviews on any podcast catcher that you use that accepts reviews. I know that Spotify recently opened up the ability to leave a review, so please do so, and if you do, let us know so I can read it out on the show, because if I don't see it, I don't know it exists. It's like a hologram ghost, I guess. So you can donate to our Patreon, which links in the description, from as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to the Patreon-only areas of our Discord server, but there are high levels of more rewards such as unedited and early episodes and more. And thank you to our current supporters on Patreon, Joe, Stephen Reeves, who is Wild in Season 4 on Archive of Rome, Kaidawashi, Chisai, who can follow on Twitter at Chisai236, Neobu, who says you should follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, Kyle, Lismet, who is Lekmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Sam, Anne-Marie from Gone While Hunting a Hunter Hunter Rewatch podcast, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, Jason, Grey Tanuki, Shelby, Digital Hazard, who is on Twitch at The Digital Hazard, Dedicated Ghazi, Alemist, and Michael. And you can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Ergemon. You can also donate to me on my Ko-fi account, ko-fi.com/Airdra. So thank you so much for y'all for having us talking in your eardrums this evening/morning/day/whatever time that you exist. And of course, thank y'all, Chloe and Quinn, for joining me. Can we find you both doing or seeing or doing anything at all this time?
Question has confused me, so probably no.
I'm on the server occasionally.
Yeah.
I don't often, but I do sometimes read through the Ghost Game channel, so please tell me why my opinions are wrong. I actually do enjoy getting the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And also, y'all have been playing Fire Emblem.
We've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem.
I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem, and it's been pretty gay.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Like this episode.
Yeah. A different way, a different kind of gay also.
Yeah.
A different kind of gay.
A different
kind
of gay would not be the worst episode title.
Less very metaphorical, not at all homoerotic sword fighting, and more just like
women dating.
Being gay. Yeah.
But so again, thanks y'all for joining us, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.